Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here. We're back with more spoilers from the upcoming Commander Masters set, or as I like to call them. Hey, you might be able to get this card for cheaper, but seriously, don't waste your money on this in pack form. So the cards aren't new, but the prices are, so that's what we're covering in this series. A lot of people seem to appreciate that, so let's jump in with Balan Wandering Knight. And it's in German because multiculturalism or something. So this had a special edition in Jumpstart, which was weird. But otherwise, Commander 2017, that's it. So dropped at least $1 now that it's been reprinted, coming in around $6. Next up, it's ya boy, Queen Marchesa. And this reprint drops her to 99 cents. That's a shame. It's okay, Marchesa. You could be manly in other ways. Next up, it's Heliod Suncrown, or as I like to call him, Heliod, who apparently can be Phyrexified, which is ridiculous. Completely and utterly ridiculous. But yeah, he's back and he's like $2-3. Oh boy. Next up, it's Le Grand Cromlech. And when you translate that into English, it's the Grand Cromlech. So this absolute slap in the face to balanced gameplay was $55 to $65, but thank God now it's down to $40. Now what they should do is ban it. By the way, there was a ban announcement today. I might cover it. Next up, Smothering Tithe, with nowhere near as cool of artwork as the last version, or I guess the last one was Double Master 2022 variant. So the first edition, but yeah, this card is so underappreciated. I had half a mind to pick up like 100 copies of it, and my gosh, would I have made some money. It is sitting at $30. This reprint brings it down to $25, and I honestly don't think it'll go lower. By the way, that fake altered artwork, not feeling it. Next up, we got Teferi the Temp. Hey, the job market's hard all over, okay? But yeah, 99 cents. So, take that, stuck between planes boy. I hope that's where he is. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. In my mind, that's where he is. I didn't read the damn story. Next up, Treasure Nabber, but since it's printed by WotC, he's probably gonna grab your kids too. So stay away from this guy. He's $3. Next up, we got Flawless Man. What does that card say? Pretty neat card, though. It's coming down from $8 all the way to $6. I think we'll see this lower, though. Next up, Ogre Slumlord. In the actual official lore, he is canonically from Renton, Washington. How stunning and brave of them. Anyway, 50 cents. Next up, me Irish laddies are going to be a big fan of this one. It's Dublin season. Can this card just go away? Can we just be done with this? Can they just ban it from everything? Oh, good. It's only $60 now. But the look on your face when you show up to Commander with this and everybody tells you to leave immediately, priceless. By the way, laddies, if you're looking for treasure at the end of the rainbow, the real reason you can't find it isn't because the rainbows are an illusion or optics or something about light bending. Oh no. Oh, it's because the left's bullshit doesn't have an end. And then they stole rainbows. I guess you could call their temporary cultural takeover a toxic deluge, which by the way is now $9. Next up, Sublime Exhalation, which, weirdly enough, is 50 cents. That is kind of unexpected if you look at what it does. Although if you're playing with 7 people and casting this for one of them has a counterspell. Next up, I legitimately don't know what this is, and the website that I'm using to translate it is offline at the moment. Next up, we've got, what is that? Gilded Lotus? Oh, it is, yeah, it's a stupid discount trash lotus. 99 cents. Next up, Blood Chief Ascension. Oh, I just buy listed one of these 2 months ago, which is good because it's already down to $12. Next up, we've got the 4/1 4-cost black absolute legend, but not literally, Vindictive Leash. That's right, he was a closet Frenchman this whole time. Suck it, Shyamalan. Next up, we've got Sun Quan, Lord of Wu, with artwork from Portal 3 Kingdoms. It's a mythic, it's $30, so naturally they didn't feel like paying anyone to redraw it. I'm sure that has nothing to do with anything. Next up, some brand new art of Deflecting SWAT. Okay, that is actually a $28 rare right now. It's pretty spicy. Next up, Arachnogenesis, another absolute monster coming in at $25, but the Commander 2015 version was $50. It's Super Spider Fog, and that's what it should have been called. Next up, Rune Scarred Demon. Not too exciting, he's about $3. And then there's Crater Hoof Behemoth, which somehow is still worth $25. This is at least the 5th time he's been printed. Next up, we got Yannette Cryptic Sovereign, bringing it home for the 3 colored Commander cards with $1.50. Definitely keeping with the pattern there. Next up, oh yes, Days Undoing. There are non-sorcery versions of End the Turn, and they're really trolly in multiplayer, but this is still an absolute classic. And it's moderately affordable at $5 whole. Next up, another obnoxious ninjutsu card. It's Yuriko, the Tiger's Shadow, coming in at $5 whole US. Next up, we've got Zilortha, Strength Incarnate. That's right, I actually remembered what this one is somehow. Probably because it's one of those stupid Godzilla cards. So, I don't get this though. According to the vendor I'm on, which, okay, this was printed 2 times. Both are identical, so maybe one's foil, I don't know. So like one time, I don't know. And it said Zilortha, Strength Incarnate, but that was never actually printed in that form. It just said it, which I don't remember happening. So this may or may not be the first, like, quote-unquote real version of it. I don't know. Definitely weird. Next up, I don't know, robot leg thing, who knows? Then we got Avacyn, obviously. And this is Avacyn, Angel of Hope, formerly in Double Masters, which was good because she was a really good pull. Also Iconic Masters. She was obviously an Avacyn Resword. She was also in From the Vault Angels. She was also one of the box toppers from Double Masters. She was also an oversized card at the front of one of the Commander decks. There was also a promotional version of her, I think a Judge foil. So naturally, after that many reprints, she's all the way down to $35. Next up, Zancha, which sounds like some kind of new prescription, and for 99 cents, I guess we can debunk that rumor, because I live in America and ain't no prescriptions 99 cents. Then we've got Razaketh the Foul-Blooded, who I think might have died in Space Egypt, unless that was Billy. I don't know, well, $9. Next up, we got this god-awful art style of Teysa Karlov, aka Tater Tots. And I'm so glad they chose to feature this one with such custom art, considering it's 50 cents. Then we've got Stonehoof Chieftain. Was only ever printed in Commander 2016, but, well, if there's no demand for it, $5. Kind of weird considering he grants everybody indestructible. That's, like, actually pretty good. Next up, Idol of Oblivion. It was printed 1 billion times, including, I believe, Streets of Capenna, New Capenna, Old Capenna, some Capenna. And it is a whopping 50 cents. Next up, we got Marin of Clan Look to the Left Dramatically, or right, or whatever, stage right, mirror, I don't know, who cares. Hate to break it to you, it's not a real photo, somebody drew this. Well, anyway, this version of it is $5, otherwise there's one out there for $2. Next up, we got the Pirate Cat Miri Weatherlight Duelist, coming in at a whopping $12 because cats are freaking awesome. Next up, Twilight Prophet. This is a pretty spicy mythic back in one of the Mixed Land sets. And this print looks like it's bringing it back down to $6. Next up, Song of the Dryads. I've never actually heard of this card, but now reading it, okay. Kinda odd, a little bit. Somehow still worth $7. Next up, Sevin's Reclamation. Another just stupid include at 49 cents. Then there's the next member of the Brady Bunch intro, Talran Sky Summoner. Well, all the poses in the world ain't gonna save him for me worth 50 cents, cause that's what he is. And then we've got Heavenly Blade Master coming in from Commander 2018, and the Game Night Free-for-All, whatever that was. Even WotC can't keep track of how many they released and when they were and what they're called. Why would I be able to? Another 50-cent card, by the way. Next up, Grave Pact. This is a reprint from 10th edition Stronghold Planechase Original Commander, Commander Anthology Volume 2, 9th edition and 8th edition, and yet it's still $20. Yeah, an eye for an eye. This is nuts. This card is absolutely insane. Next up, Rankle, Master of Pranks. It did come out eventually. This was leaked to the media. I don't know if I covered it or not. That he was the one who designed Eldraine and that the whole thing was a prank. And that explains the $3 price tag. Then we've got Imp's Mischief, which was only ever printed in Planar Chaos. That version's $25, but they're only asking $10 for this. That's probably the biggest discrepancy I've seen, which means it's probably going to land at like $2. But it is a black redirect, so like, come on. Next up, we got Safara, Sky's makeup artist, and she is $2 whole whopping dollars. Which used to get you 2 small tacos at Taco Bell, but not anymore, thanks Biden. Then we got a way cooler artwork for Steel Shaper's Gift. Kind of a needed reprint. I mean, it was 5th Dawn, and that's it. Not many of them floating around really, but yeah, it was only ever $8. It's brought it down to $6. I think it's lower. Plus, if you play this direct of a fetch card in Commander, you're a dick. Unless you just go get Godsend with it and it's not even a combo, you just like Godsend. Next up, Tooth and Nail, publisher of some of the best music ever. $10 while also simultaneously being priceless. Next up, Perforos, God of the Forge. If anybody's gonna throw the ring into Mordor, it's him. He is approximately 3 Mordors tall. And apparently you're paying by the pound because he's $12. Next up, Pure Steel Paladin. Not a fan of this card myself personally, but yeah, $4. Next up, it's Yisan, the Wandering Annoyance. Apparently he lost an eye, or he just likes to be dramatic, not really sure which, but, well, 50 cents. That's actually a little surprising. Next up, Sakiko, Mother of Summer. Who's Summer? I don't know. I haven't met her. But considering her mom is 99 cents, I bet she's just absolutely spectacular. Next up, this absolute atrocity from Space Dinosaurs, or whatever the hell that stupid thing was, $15, which is about 15 too much. I hate this card and they should ban it. Next up, Azuri's Predation. An amazing, astonishing 50 cents. Next up, a needlessly noisy and weird version of Disrupt Decorum. And the funny thing is, this artwork isn't even on the pre-order site I'm looking at, and yet still this card somehow managed to drop to 50 cents. Next up, we've got Bloodspore Thrinax. Another moderately okay green card, but it's only 50 cents. I'm not really sure if they just wanted green to win the draft, or why this is here. I don't know. Draft editions aren't in the rare slot. I'll just throw that out there right now. So I don't know what they were thinking other than, wow, we're running out of cards that are worth reprinting. Next up, we've got Divergent Transformations. That's right, one decided to be some dude in armor, and the other decided to be an average Twitter user. And it's worth $2, which seems very fitting. Next up, Fierce Guardianship, which I'm still not convinced is a word, but you know what? That doesn't stop it from being $28. That's right. You can just counter something for free, which is literally better than Pact of Negation. Well, it has to be a non-creature spell, but still, as long as you have a commander in play. I wouldn't pay that much for it, and I really would recommend against putting something this stupid in your deck. Next up, Rafik of the Many, another trash 3-color card that's filler for every commander deck. And by every, I mean everyone who wants to spend way too much on their mana base. Seriously, hold it to mono or 2. And this absolute dingus is 50 cents. Next up, Odrek, Master Tactician and Master Hair Dyer. But it just doesn't save him from also being 50 cents. Watsy, stop trying to make Odrek happen. He's never going to happen. Next up, Inferno Titan, where they decided to take all the text in the text area and just align it left incorrectly with like 1 pixel padding. So, alright, that's an interesting choice. Maybe they just didn't give a crap because the card is a whopping 79 cents. Next up, we've got Hannah, Ship's Navigator. Rumor has it that she's still to this day flying that airship around in search of the long-lost letter H at the end of her name. God bless you, Hannah, and I hope you find it. 50 cents, though. Next up, it's Gisela, Blade of Gold Knight. It's like Gisela the Broken Blade, if that card wasn't good. Still $8, though. She's alright. It's just, I smoked people at one of the worst sealed pools I've ever had in my life with just go get Gisela and then protect Gisela. I don't remember if I went 2-2 or 3-1. I think it was 3-1. And I felt dirty after that. By the way, it might be Gisela, it might be Gisela. I don't know, and I don't care. Next up, we've got Frey Alice. Okay, fine, it's Frey Elise. Lanoir's Fury, of course, and she mad because she's only $3. And probably a little irked over that eye as well. At least she's not as bad off as the Druid, who apparently I've been reminded in the comment section canonically burnt her cha-chas off after some bad Taco Bell. Or like a forest fire, so I don't remember. Well, that's it for today's batch of spoilers. Is this the end of them? Like, I'm actually asking you, I didn't look. This video is long enough and I don't even want to edit it. I am so fed up with this stupid set. I'm just gonna wait for everything to fall. All the chips to land where they will, and then I'm gonna pick up the pieces and maybe build a commander deck. Oh, that's right after I pay for a new roof and a reseal on my basement, so, never. Oh, by the way, if you stayed this far in the video, I've got a little preview for you. Remember the last time I used my little tactics on eBay to purchase a blind MTG lot where all the cards are face down. The seller was just like some random thrift store who very clearly from the writing in the title did not know what they had. And then it was just mythic after rare. It turned out the overwhelming majority of it was one of those like, what are they called? It's not event decks, challenge decks? It was like the Heart of Kirin times like 4 or whatever. I'm like, well, it's still worth money. I mean, I added it all up, but it was only worth like 8 times what I paid, but like, you know, it's a good payday. After buying a couple crap blind lots through my time, I think I've spotted one that has a good shot. I also think it's arriving tomorrow. So I don't know if I should open it on live stream or, I mean, who knows? There's going to be like a $30,000 card in there. Probably not. So I don't know. I might just like film it. I might flip 5, and if it looks good, I'll film the rest, or I don't know. I'll probably just look at the whole thing, find its crap, and then not film it, let's be honest. But if you do see something about a blind lot tomorrow, or like this week, whenever I get around to it, well, that means it's at least interesting enough to be worth looking at. So definitely watch that. So subscribe if you don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.